Hello, lovely people. Hope you're well. It is Friday, the 16th of July. To just check the date to make sure I got it right. It's Friday, the 16th of July. Hope you guys have had a fantastic week so far and hope you've got some great stuff planned for the weekend. Obviously, if you're in England, you know the weather's going to be nice. So make sure you guys, you get out, enjoy that sunshine. We don't get it too often in England. So when we do, we've got to make the most of it. People, got a lot of things to get through today, a lot of talking points, a lot of news / rumors. So I'm going to try and keep it as close to 10 minutes as possible, but bear with me, people. Also, just a few caveats. My new internet has been installed, so hopefully this goes to plan without any glitches, but if it does, apologies in advance. And also, I'm filming in the conservatory. It is baking hot, so if you see me wipe my face, it's because I'm baking hot. And apologies, I've got a fan running, because if I don't have the fan running, I'm going to come in here looking like a light heavyweight and leaving like a featherweight. So please bear with me, guys, and I hope it's not too distracting. But let's get into it, people. First topic on the agenda is this man, Houssem Aouar. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. His name's got more vowels than consonants. It's not helpful when you're trying to pronounce it. But this is the latest player we've been linked with. Now, apparently, Lyon will accept anything around 20 million euros. Now, that is a massive deduction from the price they were quoting Arsenal last season. Apparently, they wanted in excess of 50 million euros last season. Now, it seems as though they will settle for around 20 million euros. As is what happens at the moment with new transfer gossip. Any midfielder that becomes available, Liverpool are automatically linked to said player. And that is the case here. However, there are a few journalists who are saying there may be some legs to this. Whether it happens or not remains to be seen. I mean, he's more of a creative type of player or more of a goal-scoring midfielder than, say, a Genie or any of the other midfielders we have, really. Last season, I think he got 8 goals and 6 assists, if I'm not mistaken, which is considerably higher than any of our midfielders managed last season. And we are crying out for a goal-scoring midfielder or creative midfielder. Again, I don't know if he's the right player for Liverpool. I think a lot of people were really high on him last season this time, but it sort of died down a lot. And I think, I don't want to call him a hype job, but it seemed as though there was a lot of hype behind him, and that seems to have died down quite significantly. So it remains to be seen whether we go for him. I mean, at 20 million euros, it's not a bad deal. Many people say it's worth taking a punt, especially if you were to move on, for example, Keita, and then use the money you recruit from Keita to buy Houssem Aouar. You're pretty much making a profit there, because I reckon you could probably get 25 mil for Keita at stretch, 20 mil euros for Houssem Aouar. Not a bad deal. So people, let me know what you think in the comments below. Is this a player you think we should be targeting, or is there another player you have in mind? Another player that we've been linked to is really silly season when you see us linked to this player, especially considering we signed Konate. But Koulibaly is the latest player to be linked with Liverpool. Apparently, Napoli want 50 million euros. Apparently, according to reports, Liverpool would be willing to pay up to 40 million euros. It's not often I come on here and completely shut down rumors and transfer gossip, but this is not happening. This is not happening, people. We've signed Konate, we've got Matip, we've got Gomez, we've got Virgil, we've got Nathaniel Phillips, unless we sell him, and we also still have Ben Davies, whether he plays or not. Guys, there is no way we're going to spend 40 to 50 million euros on a centre-back. It is not happening. And if we were going to do that, we would have probably been in for someone more like a Varane. This doesn't make sense. And I'll be honest with you, the fact that Man United desperately need a centre-back and aren't going anywhere near Koulibaly, the fact that Arsenal probably need a centre-back, the fact that Everton need one, there are so many clubs that need a centre-back, and he was considered one of the best centre-backs a few years ago. But you have to understand he's had a massive decline. And for the price they're asking for, I cannot see anyone paying that price. And I just don't think he's the player he used to be. Look, a couple of years ago, him next to Van Dijk would have been the dream partnership for any football team in the world. Obviously, we already had Van Dijk, so adding Koulibaly would have been the dream partnership and would have seemed impregnable. But right now, the same Koulibaly is not the same Koulibaly it was before. I don't think we should go anywhere near him. I don't think we'll go anywhere near him. But But if we were to get him, I'd love to know whether you guys would be happy with it, whether you'd be upset with it. I genuinely would like to know, because for me, it's a no deal for me. It really is. But again, love to know your thoughts in the comments below. So please do leave those comments, people. Right, on to the next topic. This young man, Mr. Curtis Jones, or as Drifty calls him, Curtis, has been nominated as the Golden Boy. Has been nominated for the Golden Boy Award 2021. So he's one of the final 80 nominees. Now, let's not kid ourselves. We all love Curtis Jones, but he's not winning this award simply because he's not played enough football, nor has he been the best young player in Europe or the world. He's not winning this, but it shows that his talent is good enough for him to even be nominated on this list. So I expect Curtis to get more playing time next season. So you never know. This time in a year's time, we may be sitting there saying Curtis should be one of the players who should be in with a shout of getting this award. But for this season, way too early. But you never know. You never know. Nowadays, if you have a good social media following and you pay the powers that be, you get awards that you shouldn't get. So you never know what could happen. But yeah, I'd put my house on it that Curtis Jones is not going to win this award. Next topic on the agenda is, again, I feel like we speak about him every time we do one of these shows, but it is Mr. Divock Origi. He has today been linked with a plethora of clubs, including West Ham, Southampton, Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Celtic, and Rangers. It seems as though we are desperately trying to sell Origi, which I don't think is a surprise to anyone. Those clubs that he's linked with, I mean, I think out of those, if Ings stays at Southampton, I don't necessarily know if he walks into Southampton starting 11. Maybe West Ham. Newcastle, he should do. Crystal Palace, he would. Celtic, if they sell Aouar, which it looks like they are going to this summer, then I think that would be a good move for him as well. And of course, Rangers, I think he starts ahead of Morelos. I actually think him moving to Scotland would probably actually be a good move for Origi. And the reason I say that, especially if it's Celtic or Rangers, I think you get out of the limelight of the Premiership. I think Scotland is a good place to rebuild yourself. Like, he's known across the world because of what he's done for Liverpool, but also what he did for Belgium when he broke out as well. So I don't think his stock will plummet by him going to Scotland. Plus, he will still be able to be in competitive, pressurized situations, so he won't lose that sort of snap about his game. And then also, he'll still be able to play European football, which I think is key for Origi at this stage in his career. So if I was Origi's advisor, I would maybe try and push him towards Celtic or Rangers. Rangers, because they have Gerrard, so I'm a bit biased towards Rangers at the moment. But I think either one of those two would be well received. If it's an English team, again, I would say Crystal Palace, because I think with Vieira coming in, I think they'll play a brand of football that may cater towards Origi's style of play. But again, it remains to be seen. Origi's an enigma. We know what he can do. He doesn't do it often enough, unfortunately. But at the same time, he doesn't get enough chances either. But I do think this is a summer where he needs to move on. We've seen some great things from him. He'll always be a cult hero. He'll always be respected for what he's done at Liverpool. But I think for us to move forward as a club and for him to move forward in his career, we have to part ways. And I think it'll be an amicable way we part as well. Next person we're going to discuss, another centre midfielder. Are we surprised? N.O. Florian Neuhaus. So apparently Liverpool are speaking to his representatives again. So it seemed as though we were really keen on Neuhaus at one stage, and then talks went really dead, and now they seem to be revived. I'll be honest with you, until Liverpool sign a centre midfielder, we are going to be linked with every single centre midfielder under the sun, simply because a lot of the journalists don't know what we're doing or don't know what we have planned. And I don't mind that. As I said yesterday when we were speaking to Chris Pajak from Redmen TV, shout out to Chris Pajak from Redmen TV, and make sure you check out that interview that we did with him last night. But as we said yesterday, I don't mind Liverpool playing their cards close to their chest as long as they have the facilities and they do what they need to do this summer. Florian Neuhaus, quality footballer. Is he the centre midfielder that I'd want as a first choice? Maybe not. But at this point, as I've said many times, if Klopp and Edwards decide on a player, 9 times out of 10, they get it right. So who am I to question them? Until they start getting it wrong or their track record starts to deteriorate, I can't really sit here and question it. I can say who I maybe prefer, but that's about all I can do. Now we move on to another centre midfielder that we do have, but we actively are trying to move on, and that is Marko Grujic. Marko Grujic is seeking stability. He says he really wants to move to a club with some finality at the moment, and you can't blame him. You really can't blame him. Like the guy's been off on loan with so many different clubs, so many different points in his career. He's another one similar to Origi, who should right now in this point in his career be really kicking on to the next level, but he just hasn't been able to do it. And again, I've always maintained I'm surprised we've never given him a chance, especially with what we've had over the last couple of years. But it's never really happened. It's never worked out for him. It looks as though Sassuolo are really pushing hard for him. I know a couple of loose links are saying that this may be used as a mate weight for Berardi. Again, I don't see us being in for Berardi either. But if we were to try and pursue Berardi, then this, yes, would be a nice sweetener. It would be a way of us spending less money up front for Berardi or over the term of the negotiation and transfer as well. So, I mean, at this point, it's a case of who and not when. I mean, we know Grujic is going to be leaving, whether it be on loan or permanent sale this summer. It's just where he goes. And wherever he does go, I wish him all the best. I actually think he's a good footballer. I think he could have done really well at Liverpool, especially under Klopp. But look, it's not meant to be, and we move on. But people, that is all the topics. Obviously, I've raced through it because I didn't want to keep you guys too long. We are going to speak about some of these topics in more detail tonight. We've got your favorite show, our favorite show, which is Kop-Ish Call In tonight, where you guys get to call in live. So we can't wait to speak to you guys. Make sure you smash the like button, people. It really helps us to boost these videos and get more eyes on what we do. Also, subscribe if you're new to the channel. We'd really appreciate that. And also, people, please leave your comments below. We love hearing and seeing what you guys have got to say. It helps us to come up with video concepts, and it also helps us to think about what we say before we say it as well. So much appreciation to you guys watching. Thank you so much for the report, for the support. And until next time, people, stay safe, stay blessed. We're Kopish, and we are out, people. Take care.